a child no larger than a thumb climbed into a wooden soup bowl and set sail down the river toward the capital. Most people who saw him laughed. Some shook their heads in pity. Others wondered how such a tiny boy could possibly survive beyond the safety of his village. Yet before his journey was over, that small traveler would face a fearsome demon, fight with a needle for a sword, and prove that true courage is measured by deeds, not by size. This is Simple Tales. Long ago in Japan, an elderly husband and wife had prayed year after year for a child. As their hair turned grey and the seasons came and went, they began to lose hope. Then one day, their prayers were answered in the most unexpected way. They were blessed with a son, but the boy was no bigger than a thumb. They named him Issun-boshi, the 1-inch boy. Though tiny in body, Issun-boshi was healthy, cheerful, and filled with a bold spirit. He loved hearing tales of brave warriors and faraway adventures. As he grew older, his mind and heart expanded even while his body stayed small. One morning he bowed respectfully before his parents and said, "I wish to travel to the capital and seek my fortune in the world." His parents worried deeply. The world was full of dangers for ordinary people, how much more so for a boy only 1 inch tall. Yet they saw the determination shining in his eyes and knew they could not hold him back. His mother prepared a wooden soup bowl to serve as his boat and a chopstick for an oar. For a sword, Issun-boshi carried a sharp sewing needle tucked into a tiny scabbard. With a small bundle of rice and tearful blessings, he set off down the river. For many days he traveled. To him, the smallest waves felt like rolling oceans. Dragonflies hummed overhead like great flying beasts. Fish glided beneath his bowl like shadowy sea monsters. Still, Issun-boshi navigated every challenge with patience and cleverness, until at last he reached the splendid capital city of Kyoto. The city dazzled him with its grand temples, bustling markets, and elegant nobles. Through politeness, quick thinking, and a cheerful heart, Issun-boshi found service in the household of a kind nobleman. He became a loyal companion to the nobleman's gentle daughter, who soon grew very fond of the brave little man. Though small, he proved himself wise, dependable, and full of good ideas. Everyone in the household came to trust and admire him. One day, the nobleman's daughter wished to visit a distant shrine. Issun-boshi insisted on going with her to offer protection. As they walked through a quiet forest, a terrible roar suddenly shattered the peace. A monstrous oni appeared, a giant demon with dark skin, burning eyes, and sharp curving horns. The young woman froze in terror as the oni lunged and seized her. Without a moment's hesitation, Issun-boshi drew his needle sword and charged forward. The oni burst into laughter at the sight of the tiny warrior. Amused, the demon opened its enormous mouth and swallowed Issun-boshi in one gulp. Darkness and heat surrounded the boy inside the creature's belly. The walls trembled with every movement of the demon. But Issun-boshi did not panic. He gripped his needle firmly. He raised it high and began stabbing and jabbing with all his strength. The Oni howled in pain and confusion. It clutched its stomach. It staggered wildly through the forest. Issun-boshi kept fighting, striking again and again without mercy. Finally, the demon could endure it no longer. With a mighty roar, it spat Issun-boshi out onto the ground and fled deep into the woods. In its panic, the Oni dropped a magical treasure, the Uchide no Gozuchi, the legendary luck mallet that could grant wishes. The nobleman's daughter rushed to Issun-boshi's side, filled with wonder and gratitude. Together, they recovered the magical mallet. Using its power, a wish was made for the brave little hero. In a miraculous moment, Issun-boshi began to grow. He rose taller and taller until he stood as a strong, handsome young man. In time, Issun-boshi and the nobleman's daughter were married. He lived with honor, wisdom, and joy, never forgetting the courage that had guided him since the days when he sailed the river in a soup bowl. And that is why the story of Issun-boshi has been cherished in Japan for centuries. For the people who first told this tale, the 1-inch boy showed that true greatness comes not from physical size, but from the size of one's heart and spirit. His needle sword and soup bowl boat remain powerful reminders that even the smallest person can achieve extraordinary things. The universal lesson is this: many challenges in life appear impossible when we focus only on what we lack. But courage, perseverance, and clever use of whatever we have can overcome even the greatest obstacles. Never underestimate the power of a determined heart. If you enjoyed this tale of courage, determination, and unlikely heroism, please like, share, and subscribe for more timeless stories from around the world. Until the next tale.